So it's Sparrow, and I'm gonna do my Defuck Is on the D Shade+Light Palette, the eye palette, with the 12 eyeshadow shades in the array of warm, cool, neutral, just like I talked about in my first impression video. So really quick, this palette offers, so the smaller pans have 1.1 grams of product in them, and the larger pans have 2.3 grams of product. I have to cut that. But yes, so you get, this is the average, and this is the average amount of product you're going to get in a Kat Von D eyeshadow palette. It is obviously the same layout as the Monarch, the Chrysalis, and the Interstellar palettes as well. So if you really like this layout of large pans of matte base shades and then 9 smaller additional shades, this is a palette for you. This palette is friendly for most skin tones. I feel like if you're any darker than me, you might have a little bit trouble pulling off some of these lighter shades, but I'll get into that in a second. So the price again for this is $42. I bought mine used on the internet like I always do with stuff that I'm not sure about buying. I buy it used and I got it for $35 shipped, I believe, which was actually a really decent pricing as it was in basically new condition. I think she said she swatched maybe 1 or 2 shades. That's pretty damn good condition in my opinion. So these shades are really, really pretty. Tilting it around so you can see the light hits when they are completely matte. Some people called some of the shades satins, and some of them do have like little specks of glitter in them for some reason, but I actually do not. They would still be considered a matte or a satin matte, but they most likely are matte in my opinion. The quad that I beat into the most is still the warm quad, since I am a warm neutral, but the neutral quad is good for just putting on an everyday eye. The cool quad is good for when you need those stark differences and colors that are really important. In the smoky eye that I'm wearing colors from all the quads, because what I did and what I learned that I needed to do is, I'm going to take this brush for example, is that sometimes when I'm looking for a specific shade, since it only gives you this and you're supposed to transition in between, there's no real transition shade, you can take this shade, but it is a little too cool for the look. So what I ended up doing is going back and forth in between these shades and mixing these two or mixing these two until I get the shade that I want to blend onto my eye. And these shades are extremely pigmented, they're very smooth. It's best that you work with really fluffy brushes. Like this is my, oops, about to blind y'all. Come back. This is my Sonia Kashuk brush, and it is super fluffy. I love using this one for picking up shades and then blending them out on the skin. It's a really good brush for picking up shade, like really pigmented shades, and blending them out into nice sheer additions. So this palette is really gonna be an everyday staple. This entire look that I'm wearing right now is all Kat Von D eyeshadows. I did not grab anything from my Look-See palette. I did not try to supplement. I did not feel like I needed to supplement, and that's really important. So money wise, this is one of those you buy one kind of palettes, like the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, the Urban Decay Naked, or the Kat Von D Shade+Light. I don't know if Shade+Light has made it into the automatically recommended neutral palettes, because a lot of people do point out that if you're very warm, like if you're much warmer than me and richer than me, then you might not want to even touch the cool quad. And the cool quad is one that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have problems going through, but I feel like in the winter when I'm wearing more cool, scary looks or something, I could totally pull it off, or if I'm doing something for Halloween, I can beat into it. But I feel like this white shadow this white shadow is going to just basically get no use, while the black shadow is going to get a lot more use, since I love doing fake smoky eyes because I'm really bad at them. So the Kat Von D Shade+Light palette is obviously fancily named, all the shades. The white shadow is actually called Libertatus. I'm a piece of shit and I never remember the names of these. My favorite shade For my lids, I like to use Latest to set my crease and up to the brow, and for the lid I like to use Ludwig. Sometimes I use Latest also to set underneath my eyes. For the neutral palette, you have Latest. You have Latest as the big shade, Samael, Solus, and Lucius. All the light shades have L's, and all the shade names have S's to begin them. And then my other favorite quad obviously is the warm quad with, oh man, hold it right, with Ludwig, and then in it you have Succubus, Citri, and Latinus. And Succubus is officially my favorite shade in the palette. I feel like if I was going to hit pan in any shade, this would be it. But I actually have built dips on Solus and Samael actually, which is kind of funny. Even freaking Citri doesn't have a dip like these do. Let me wrap it up. This palette is really nice actually. I feel like this is a really good palette to start your makeup collection with, especially if you like Kat Von D and you like her packaging. It doesn't have any fancy smells, no allergens, nobody's complaining about having any allergic reactions, but you should still always read the ingredients in case of an emergency. I don't have anything like that. This is a definite you should get. I stand by it, and I know that's weird, so A+, man. This is a really good palette. Anyway, guys, I will see you on Monday with a Makeup for Dummies, and it will not be this eyeshadow look because I already did a smoky eye tutorial and I have to take that one down and redo it anyway, so maybe it will be this. I don't know. If you know anything you want to see like a simple concept on, can you leave it in the comments for me or leave a like? And if you really like any of my content, you should subscribe. It helps me. It makes me feel good about myself. I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye. I did now decide.